VST here guys, welcome back to Wednesday's Tech. I have the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra running the latest One UI 5.1 based on Android 13. I have the iPhone 14 Pro by Apple running the latest iOS 17 developer exclusive beta. And I have also the Google Pixel 7a, which is the latest Pixel phone running the very latest Android 14 Beta 3. As you can see, we are now at the always on display. Yeah, I know, the iPhone looks a bit weird. You see in the video title, it's called the Battle of the Lock Screens. Why? Because all of these companies, Samsung, Apple with the iPhone and also Google with the Pixel, are trying to introduce more and more features for the users to customize their lock screens. Those very big screens, guys, the way you interact with your phone, the always on display, things that are so helpful, like for example the new standby mode when you're charging your Apple iPhone on a stand, and you can use this to access calendar and photos. Even Pixel, guys, Pixel UI running with the Android 14 is bringing some new customizations, and I said to myself, well, I have those devices, they're really one of the best that you can buy with money. Well, let me compare the lock screens. And what is also very funny, guys, some elements introduced by Samsung in one of their recent One UI 5 updates, people said that Samsung were stealing or copying Apple. Now Apple iOS 17 introduces some things that are clearly inspired or copied from Samsung. And at the end, of course, we have Pixel and Google, and I am saying this non-stop in my videos. The fact that Samsung copies Apple and Apple copies Samsung and everybody copies Google and Google copy everybody is really very good for us, because this will drive more competition, it will create more competition, and hopefully at some point when they're done copying themselves, they will try to also innovate and bring new functionalities and make Tech YouTube great again, because right now we have to say it's not so great. I mean, there have been better times, but enough is enough, guys. Let me show you what you can do. So right now I am on the lock screen on the One UI 5.1, guys. I have two big buttons here, wallpapers, so apparently I can now go here and try to change the wallpapers. Then the next thing, of course, is the done button, which will help me finalize everything. I have here the clock, okay? Something very important, the clock on the lock screen on the S23 Ultra is resizable. Not only is it resizable, guys, I can also change the colors here, and I can also, guys, go from no clock or change the style. So there are these different styles, and with styles changing, guys, I can also try to adapt the color from the wallpaper, right? Even go black, go any custom color, go with the color from the wallpaper, guys. And what I really like very much is the fact that I can play also with the fonts. So we have really this crazy customization on the One UI 5.1, allowing us to do all these things. And see, guys, here, when I'm moving, when I'm adjusting the clock size, it also moves all the previews, which is really much appreciated. I really dig that one. Okay, I have also this crazy font like this. So okay, enough about the clock. The next thing that you can do, guys, you can click here on the notifications, and boom, Samsung One UI, very customizable, guys. You can get from none, okay, lock screen notifications turn off, to details, or only show icons. Why? Because let's say I put the phone on my desk, I go to grab a coffee, I get something, I don't want my co-workers or anybody else to see exactly what I get, but of course I can get it with some details. Why not, if you are not so privacy savvy? One crazy functionality, guys, you can also go and apply 100% transparency. This is what I'm using right now. So you're not gonna get notification with the standard border here, with the standard background. You are going to get them in this very transparent, very, I would say, immersive way. Also, you have the option to auto reverse the text color. Let me just show you, guys. This is here without transparency. Boom. If you want to reverse the text color, it's not going to work. But when you go for max transparency, you can auto reverse the color to achieve better readability. Also, we're not done, guys. Also, the option to input your contact information. So in my case, it's going to be VST. And guys, you have also, last but not least, the option to change here the icons. So right now, let's say I want to go and use the flashlight, and this is the camera. Okay, let's, for some crazy reason, go and choose here the calculator. Okay, now, can we, by the way, access Google Wallet? Why not? You can access one of all the apps that you have. For example, I want to get a display tester. I mean, crazy, yeah? But it works, right? The only thing that is not so nice is, of course, this icon that are not so specific will not get this overlay. But the lock screen management on the Samsung One UI 5.1 is really very powerful. This brings me to the iPhone. iPhone lock screen is just amazing, guys. Not only because of these depth effects. Okay, let me show you the depth effects. So I will now just show you what I have. So I have here the astronomy, I have here some collections, I have here photo. You really have a lot of options. Let me just start brand new. I want to create for you a brand new lock screen, guys. So let's say that I want to use something from collect. Okay, let's use that one here. First thing I like is the fact that when I click here, guys, I can automatically choose light, dark, or automatic. See, this one, for example, is right now the automatic one. I can go to the light one. If I click here, guys, this is absolutely insane. It's so simple yet so effective. I can choose here this depth effect and bring this actually behind the subject, and this is absolutely nuts. Of course, I have then option to apply filters, and you know what, guys, let me show you why is this insane. Because I can also take a picture of myself, and with a picture of myself, guys, also decide to go for a depth effect or no depth effect. This means that the iPhone already analyzed the subject on the front and did a cutout, guys, to really allow you very easily to place the supporting surrounding information behind that subject, actually creating this very nice depth effect. So this here is actually all that I can use. Of course, there are some very nice things, astronomy, like the Jupiter, the Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, guys, solar system. It's really, really very cool, guys. So of course you have here the font and the date. Let's see what happens if I click on the date, for example, right? I can go and I can, guys, change it. I can go and put here temperature, I can go put the weather, I can go and put the date. So again, it's very customizable, right? And also you can press the add widgets and also add widgets. So guys, I can now put here the famous iPhone battery widgets on my lock screen. It's going to be really amazing. Now, if you try to somehow resize them, it doesn't really work, but you see my point. It's still very powerful, and from adding it, guys, you can set this up as a wallpaper pair and also as your lock screen. So let me just show you, guys. I'm gonna now set it as a wallpaper pair, and guys, boom, if I now enter my iPhone, this is gonna look like this. This here is the lock screen. It's just amazing. This is gonna be the transition, guys, to the always on display, which I know a lot of Android fans out there, yeah, they don't really have a high opinion. I think it's kind of valid. It's not a real always on display, but it's very immersive, and just see, guys, it's insane. Always on display, boom, a lock screen. So the iOS lock screen is also very customizable, guys. From here, you can apparently add all the widgets. You can go and change the pictures. You've seen everything with the depth level. It's really nice. It's really powerful, and it works very well integrated. And this brings me to the Pixel experience. And Pixel is actually brand new with this because they only introduced this advanced wallpaper and style in the latest beta 3 update from Android 14. And oh boy, it looks quite nice compared to before, where we almost had nothing. Right now, guys, if you click on the color and size, you're going to be able to customize the color of your clock that you have chosen. Also, go and place a custom color. And the best thing, guys, there are different styles for the clock color. And something that is very important, guys, some of those will not let you to manipulate this advanced color setting, but most of them that are like this will actually allow you to do so. So if I choose this one, for example, and I go for the custom color, I can always fine tune it there. And the colors and the hues are really very impressive. You also have the option to go and choose a dynamic size that will adjust based on whatever is happening on the lock screen, or you can go for a small one. I of course stay with the big one, with the dynamic one. The very nice and beautiful color palettes, guys, that you can apply directly as part of the material UI, and you can just see, guys, it themes everything so gently and so subtle, guys. This is really the power of the material UI. Also, something that is quite new, guys, you have the option to customize the shortcut. The left one right now is the home. You can put the camera, wallet. Right now, that's rather limited because you can go from now and you can just choose these things that Google decided you are able to choose. On the right shortcut, it's kind of the same, but let's hope that in the future Google will just put more and more options. show notifications on the lock screen, so you can disable or you can enable to get your notifications. And there's some other things, some settings around the lock screen. So as a recap, guys, I can tell you that so far the iOS and the One UI are perhaps the most customizable one. They offer the most options, and I believe actually that the One UI probably has the most options, but I love the iOS one only for this depth effect. Now this depth effect is really crazy, and there are options to get the same effect with using good lock modules. I did a whole other video about this, but the problem is it's not 100% so easy, and it's a bit complicated, and you need to use at least 2 good lock modules. So the One UI and iOS lock screen is very powerful. I think the Pixel is starting in a very good shape. They of course need to catch up. It's a bit more limited, but I like the design out of it. And of course it's Pixel. I mean, it's always cool, right? And it's Google at the end of the day. See this one here, it's amazing. So I'm really happy to see that Google is joining the lock screen battle with the Pixel, and I really hope that all of these brands will just not stop to amaze us. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I try to put a lot of efforts into creating content like this. If you enjoy it, please sub for the channel, guys. Like the video, stay safe, BST over and bye.